I have a confession. Even though you should not be popping zits, the other night I popped one on my like under jaw area and that shit exploded onto the mirror. It was so foul.
Oh God.
It was really, I was like, whoa. Oh, not doing that again. It was gross.
And disgusting. We all have these disgusting stories about them coming. We estheticians could be like, and the time that it blew at me, and we're like, thank God for mag lamps, and we scream.
Seriously, yeah, it was one of those. It was rocket propelled.
Yeah,
foul.
Yeah,
that N95 toxic air, and doing the best I can.
Oh God! All right. Well, enough of that story. So
I hope you got the visual. just whoa in your face.
Oh. Hi, I'm Sybil Solon. I'm an esthetician and spa owner.
And hi, I'm Alex Ellis. I'm a body nerd and wellness expert, and we are business besties.
And bosses. Running your own business, it's hard.
But we're terrible employees, so we're figuring it out.
I've already figured it out, but I promise to share everything we know to get a 6-figure income.
And be brutally honest about what works and what totally sucks.
I'll be honest, a bunch of it totally sucks. Let's get started.
That is so true. Welcome back to Skinfessional. On today's show, we're talking about holiday prep. What? So it's hot as hell outside. It's 90 degrees in Los Angeles today. It's probably 180 degrees in Las Vegas.
108 today in Vegas.
But we're still thinking about decking the halls for our
Sleigh
clients.
bells ring.
And what else are we talking about today, Miss Sybil?
Well, we're talking about, can we even prep for the holidays? Because, you know, it's a pandemic, and can we even do this crap right now? Yeah.
Oh no, I'm still chugging ice water like it's going out of style. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah. So we were discussing things that if everything was kind of normal, what would we be doing right now for business? And I was like, well, I'd be prepping for the holidays. Because now is the time you've got to get all of your crap together for the holiday season, which is where actually, if you look at your books, you probably make like a good 30% more than you would make the rest of the year. So as any business will tell you, this is where you may start making the most money is come November 1st, you start bringing in the money. By December, you're like rolling in it. Now, I have found that my business in December, I do not tend to roll in it as much because it's like a shell game of clients, just keeping them on the books.
Yeah.
Because people get busy. But I will say my November is actually where I make a ton of money. So, and I started really rolling out holiday stuff in October because more and more people want to feel holiday-like in October. By December, they are over the holidays.
Yeah, it's true. It's like holiday fatigue.
Yeah. And they're like, my family's in town unexpectedly. So you need to kind of get on that bandwagon early. So as October runs through, you want to, you know, kind of like hit it hard a couple weeks before Halloween and be like, hey, holidays are coming. The holidays are coming. Woo! Just prepping you, massaging you for, hey, Christmas is going to be here and Thanksgiving is going to be here and Hanukkah and all those things. And I want your money and you want to spend it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, people really want holiday cheer. And so this year, it's really hard to know because I feel people want holiday cheer. They need holiday cheer because Christmas is like Disneyland. People like want it.
Yeah.
They want it bad. They wait all year for it. But at the same time, this year also feels kind of shitty because like it's not going to be normal.
No.
Yeah.
No. I know. This season, I think, or this year will be weird. I mean, even Halloween, I'm just like, what am I going to do for, I don't do anything for Halloween anyways. And I could care even less right now. And when you asked that, like, oh, it's holiday prep, I was like, holiday prep? Like, bitch, it's September 18th. What are we talking about holiday prep? Because typically what I do is about November 28th. I'm like, oh shit, I could create something real fast. And it's super, super late. So I do appreciate, as a chronic latecomer in that regards, you bringing this topic up so that we can be talking about it and brainstorming and putting together the things in place to make it happen. And I already have so many ideas. So thanks.
That's great. Well, and I will say that I am not great about putting my stuff together. Alex will tell you, like, I'll always be like, I put that shit together right before I did it. Like literally 25 minutes before I did it, maybe a 5, maybe as I was doing it.
Yeah.
I put that shit together. I'm very good on the fly. But the holiday season stuff is something I actually prep in advance because it does bring in so much revenue. And so much of it is tied together. It is like this cyclical tied together thing. Like the blog articles and the talking to clients go with the email deliveries, go with the conversations to clients when they come in to kind of like drop seeds of hints of like, hey, are you interested in blah, blah, blah. So all of it is like kind of like a mental mind meld with your clientele and what you're doing. And it is subliminal messaging almost when you're doing things.
Seriously, like I'm like, I can't stop thinking of all these ideas that I want to do. So we need to just like start talking about it because if we don't record it, I'm gonna forget them and then I won't know.
Okay, so let's do it. So what the first thing that you talked about was that you do a gift guide.
Yes. And actually that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Which is funny because I don't ever do a gift guide, but I always see yours come out and I'm like, God, I should have done a gift guide.
Well,
so I'm writing it down on a card, which I don't know if you guys know, but how I keep all my ideas is 3x5 cards.
Post-it notes, and then I put them
I'm a 3x5 card girl. So gift guide.
You know what we could talk about one time too? Let's put a post-it note in this. Like a task board. I have something called the Scrum board. Did you ever use that back in the day?
No, but Nils totally scrums.
Okay,
Nerds
love
scrum.
scrumming. Yeah. So, but it's a way to come up with an idea, write it down, and not feel that pressure that you have to act upon it right away. That you can save it for later. Because actually, like, here's an idea I have. A smoothie guide plus 30-minute or less meal.
I did a smoothie guide. You're welcome to my smoothie guide.
Anti-inflammatory and sell that.
I did an entire one. I had really amazing and they have good pictures and they're all mine.
Be selling it.
We made it for the MBM or whatever the heck that was. I have my smoothie guide. Yeah, it was part of because it was already made pretty much.
We need to do something like that. Okay, side note. All right, so what is a gift guide? Oh my gosh, sorry guys. Okay.
Gift guides.
So as an online business, something that you can do, and I highly recommend you do, is set up a Amazon, I think it's called like a affiliate or seller.
Yeah, an affiliate program. And guys, it can be a little harder than it used to. You have to jump through the hoops. And you have to sell nowadays. You have to sell like a certain amount of money in 30 days. So it's harder than it used to. Yeah, it's harder than it used to be. We're grandfathered in, so it's a little harder than it used to be.
Did not know that.
Yeah, but the holiday season is the time to set that up because you will be more likely to sell products in the holiday season.
Yeah. So I like already have linked on social, like not a gift guide, so to speak, but like my favorite things. And so any curated gift list you can put together. And I think especially, for my people, like active women, people are sometimes like, I don't know what to get her. So if you have like a niche or a certain type of person, maybe you're really into like, even Sybil, if you put together was it Supernatural? Is that show you love?
Yes.
Like a Supernatural gift guide, like that would be great. So here's what a gift guide is like a blog article essentially on some place. And now you don't even have to have your own website. You could do them on a place like medium.com or whatever. And, you curate, let's say 10 to 15, if you want to go crazy, 20 to 25, that's so much work though, of items, within this gift guide. And then the links that you put are affiliate links, meaning every person who comes to that page and then buys something, you get a portion of that sale. Depending on the affiliate that you're with, like I have affiliate links with a Rad Roller. I have affiliate links with Manta, my favorite sleep mask. I have affiliate links with the collagen company that I really like. So those pay higher than the affiliate links I get with, Amazon. But they all support,
It's true. It's true.
I think on one of my gift guides, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, like I made $30, which is like not a ton, but like I didn't do anything.
Right.
It just was there. So now with social and things being able to share, it might be a little bit more, you could even do like a series on social of talking about the gift guide and just driving some more traffic to it. But it's an easy way to set up something. Because even like think your clients, if people ask, well, what do you want for Christmas? Or what do you want for blah, 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 they could just like share your gift guide with, their person or whoever's trying to buy a gift for them. And it's a way for you to make income passively in that you're not shipping, you're not packaging, you're not processing, you're just curating information.
Right. So good ideas for this are you can do like like 10 of your favorite things. You can do skincare under $20, which is a favorite one for everyone always. So guys, when you think, oh, I don't have skincare under $20, hell yeah, you do. You have lip glosses, you have chapsticks, you have, it doesn't have to be fancy stuff, guys, right? You have samples. So if you guys sell even a sample, that's still under $20, right? So anything like that, if you're running sales, find anything that you can do that are under that $19.99 mark.
Yes. Well, even speaking of like smaller sample things, I know this is on our list a little bit further down, but like doing special packages. I love the packages that come out. Even Trader Joe's does this, where it's like a little, and it's a bunch of different lip glosses.
Tester, like a trial size.
Exactly. And just throw those together and charge $20, even if it's just like free samples. Like people will pay for it. Because also as a gift buyer, you're like, okay, they may not want all of them, but there's going to be something in here that they like. And it's expensive.
I do one called the dim sum gift bag for the Chinese, because I do Chinese New Year's. So I do the dim sum sample bag. And it has like, essentially, guys, I'm always getting rid of product for like crap that I'm like, I need to get rid of product. So literally I make bunches of little samples and I put them in bags and I do a dim sum sampler bag.
Awesome. So is it like a surprise where they don't know what's inside?
No, because everybody has the same, it's like all of this crap in the same bags because I'm just getting rid of it. But last year I did 35 bags and I sold them all, and I sell each bag for $20. Right. And did I make full price on my product? I actually have no idea. I did not price it out, but guess what I was going to do with that product? Throw it away. Yeah. So it made no difference to me, because I was just like, this is a product again for throwing away. I don't even care. And some of those clients are like, ooh, this was my favorite one. I'm like, awesome. That's a $250 product. Wouldn't you like to buy it now?
Right. Yep. I mean, there's a reason why Sephora and all of them send samples out with every order.
It's true. And guys, I understand in our industry, samples are crazy expensive, right? And so it's easier to make your own samples. And I know that it's a pain, but get the little jars, get good jars. And speaking of affiliate links, I will put one in the show notes of the 2 jars that I have found actually work, don't explode, and hold product much better than other ones. And I've tested them all because I do Skin Fitness Club.
Yes, that sounds like a super good thing. And even I loved your idea too of, packaging up stuff that might go bad, or even stuff that's just like been sitting on your shelves otherwise. Because I have some inventory here, if you're wondering what's back here in these boxes, of t-shirts that I bought probably 8 years ago. Like, how long has it been? And they're just sitting here. So whatever value they were is no longer worth it anymore, because they've just been sitting here taking up space.
It's just inventory.
Yeah, I'm going to sell them all for like $5 a shirt and $5 shipping. And
speaking of giveaways.
That's true. I know.
So you could definitely sell them for a lesser cost. So sometimes you'll look at something and be like, is this worth selling for lesser money, or will this make me more money as a giveaway?
Well, you know what? I'll bundle one of those shirts in my great review giveaway.
So you never know. So, and holiday giveaways are fantastic. So speaking of awesome things you can be doing, giveaways are fantastic during the holiday season. Sometimes you'll do giveaways where you actually do like raffles, and you do like big giveaways, right? Where you do big raffles and you're like, hi, we're doing a big raffle. We put together like a box of stuff. Sometimes you're doing a giveaway where it's just like, I'm giving away to my top clients. And so I'm giving them something. Probably wouldn't give them just a t-shirt, but you might give them like a good gift basket with a bunch of stuff. For me, I always give away something that is value added to my clientele. That way, if I'm doing a giveaway of some sort, it's always like I talk about cross-promotional giveaways. So cross-promotional is something where, let's say that you do a couple different kinds of services. So you look at your clients, and for me, I always did facials and hair removal primarily. So what I would do is, if you were a facial client and you didn't do hair removal, you got a discount. If you're a facial client, you got a discount on hair removal. Hair removal client got a discount on facials, and it's pretty significant, like 50% off or a free brow or something like that. And then if you were what I call a high roller client, which is a client who does 2 services, like both services with me, they do hair removal and facials, I would just upsell them on something that they wouldn't usually get. And I'd look at my menu and be like, this thing isn't moving. And I think it's not moving because people are just don't know what it is. Yeah. So whether it's like my sound bath facial, people just didn't understand what it was, or I looked at that particular client and said, you know what? I think that they really would love this. And I would sample that specific item to them. Right.
Nice. Did that help, especially with like the sound bath facial and stuff?
Yeah. So the sound bath facial was a facial that I created that literally when I first started it, I had maybe 5 people who were like, even understood what a sound bath was.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else were, even though I was in LA, people were like, I don't get what this is.
I mean, I didn't know what it was till like 2 years ago.
Right? Like people didn't get it. People didn't understand it. By the time I finished with sound bath, it was my probably 4th most like experiential facial that sold. So people absolutely love the sound bath. I think the only reason why it wasn't the most popular was just because it took so much time, and a lot of clients just did not have the time to sit there. But whenever I'd have somebody who like was like bringing their mom into town, that was the one that they requested. So it was always like the one like, oh, do you have time for a sound bath? Or if somebody was stressed, they'd call me and be like, Sybil, I'd like to upgrade to a sound bath. Do you have time? So, and because of that one, I created the nap time facial, which is essentially a sound bath without the sound bathing, full sound bathing, but it still has the same person who did all my music, specialty music for it. So same idea for the music. And then it was less time.
It was like Sound Bath Express.
Yeah. Sound Bath Express with more down regulation massage that I created.
Oh, that sounds glorious right now.
And I know you're like, I'm trying not to yawn because I'm down regulated.
I'm trying really hard not to yawn. Don't watch me on YouTube, you guys. I can't help it. I'm sitting still.
I yawn all the time. Don't feel bad. I'll be like, oh.
So, you know, my favorite is, speaking of yawning, little kids crack me up. There was a 6-year-old in church and and it's like dead silent in there. And I was just like snickering. I was like, this kid. And like, I have a hard time not falling asleep when I'm sitting still. So if you're watching, I'm standing up and putting on massage slippers that are terribly uncomfortable. And the masks make it worse. Oh my gosh. And you're just like breathing your own CO2. It's horrible. So I take a nap every Sunday morning. It's really great. Love it.
That's the way to go about it. She's like, I'm sleeping.
I just be like, little girl. Oh.
Oh my gosh, we should just sit around and tell church stories. So I used to go to church. I used to be an acolyte at church when I was young.
What's an acolyte?
And an acolyte is the person who sits in the front and is like helps give out the blood of Christ and like sits and lights the candles and stuff like that. And I would get really bored, and you have like these tassels on your robe, and I would just play with the tassels, and my mom would be like, you understand that you're in the front, right? Everyone can see you.
And you're like, yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, I just didn't care. It was so bored. Also, we were Episcopalians and everything was sung. So it was like, and the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit. And you'd be like, oh,
Sounds a lot more fun. We just do a lot.
Yeah, you get very tranced. You'd be like, oh, it's so ravey in here.
We're like 60 minutes in and out. No frill.
That was intense.
Straight to the point. Another idea for your gift guide, or not even your gift, or maybe your gift guide, holiday prep. Are there any products that you want to highlight? So what type of products should we be thinking about as far as highlighting goes?
So I think that the ones you're going to think of, besides the ones that you need to move off of your shelf. So inventory is, end of the year is coming, inventory is coming. You need to think very strategically what needs to leave your office. I know that we want to think, oh, but this time of year we need to sell moisturizers and these are all the things that people want. But you also need to think strategically. Things are going to be on sale from your vendors. Make sure you plan for those. In fact, if you don't know for sure right now, because your vendors should be telling you, but if they're not, give them a call. A lot of vendors right now are doing specials. Pre-stock up right now for that kind of thing. And I know it's hard to stock up right now because like we all be poor. But some vendors are giving some very deep discounts. I know one of my vendors right now is selling everything at like 20% off. Dang. So because I'm concerned, but everything's 20% off. So you can pick some stuff up and prep those for the holiday specials. Now,
like doomsday prepping a little bit, doesn't it feel like?
Yeah.
This is not going on things the holidays with a thick sheet of like terrible.
And this, I think that this year is not a year to go out on a limb and be like, I think that this thing I've never carried before is an experimental item. And usually this is the time of year that I would, like, I'd be like, hey, if you wanted to try something new, like a glitter lipstick or something that you've never sold before, this is the time of year you would do it. we are in deep into 2020, the dumpster fire of 2020, and this is not the year to do that. But if you're listening this years in the future in a replay and you're like, that means nothing to me, awesome. This is the time to do it. Maybe don't go super extravagant, but feel free to, give it a shot. Or if your business is doing baller and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, hey, do it. This is the time of year that something would sell that's new and different, because people want to do stocking stuffers. People want to give out little like tchotchkes to the kids, stuff like that. So smaller items that are unique and different. Also glitter things. Anything with freaking glitter will sell.
I know. I saw on a walk today, these people in front of their house had like the lions and they were painted like silver glitter. And I was like, yes, I love this. But right. Even, just thinking, not sort of out of on a limb, like a totally different product, but like, let's say you carry a lipstick and it's like a really vibrant color. So it's something that you carry, but it's like a little bit different, a little bit exciting, a special edition, limited edition, something like that would be kind of cool. Speaking of which, have you ever seen those lipsticks that they go on one color and then they change when you put like a top coat? Like, that's amazing. How does that happen?
Yeah. Chemistry.
I was like, magic? You were going to say magic, weren't you?
Chemistry. That would be chemistry. Also, the holographic ones are really cool.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, the holographic ones. So I know for me, you have to look at your clientele. I know for me, every time I buy a new color lipstick, I get burned with it. It's the things that I give away, and that's what happens. My clientele is like, oh my God, I own this color, and I was thinking about trying this color.
It's the same color.
And I was like, oh my God, it's the exact same color.
But it's different.
They pull up their bag and they've got 7 of the same color. And I'm like, dude, would you want to buy this color? Like, that would be great. And you're like, awesome. Well, so people are really hesitant to try new things.
Yeah. And I'd say when it comes to lipsticks, especially, in the big cities where everybody's wearing a mask, like nobody's wearing lipstick.
Though the lipsticks that are in right now are the ones that don't move.
Yep.
That is what's hot right now. So like the fixations and stuff, they're all the stains and fixations, because people still want to wear lipstick. They still want to feel beautiful. Zoom calls are still doing, sometimes they have to take off the masks to eat.
Yep.
People still want the lipsticks. It's like people wear sexy underwear for themselves, not for their boyfriends.
Oh no.
They wear lipsticks for themselves, not for their boyfriends.
Totally wearing athletic stuff right now.
So there you have it. Other things you might decide you want to do when you're thinking about your things to sell is think about what your clientele would be interested in purchasing that has to do with like their family members, right? So if you know that you have, a lot of older family, generational family members or something, or you have them have a lot of kids, that's when you kind of look at those boutique items and you're like, oh, well, I could buy like a few of these like little baby blankets or something like that. This is the holiday season where you bring stuff like that in.
Would you say that this holiday season would be a good season to try a different service? So something that you don't necessarily have to invest a lot of money in buying product that might not move?
Yeah, absolutely. I personally would be very hesitant to bring a lot of product in, just because I think that people may not have money. They might want to spend a lot of money. Like right now, people are just spending so much money. It's crazy how many, like sales are up 73% right now.
Whoa.
Across the board. If you look at retail sales numbers, they are up 73% right now. And if you haven't gotten your chunk, you're not out there trying, because like people are buying, they are spending it, which is insanity. But at some point it's going to have to fall off a ledge. It has to fall off a ledge.
Yeah.
Because people are just going to run out of money.
Yeah.
And sadly, it could happen during the holiday season.
Yeah.
But it might not, because people want to spend.
Sorry, go ahead.
So whether you decide you want to do more like a drop shipper, affiliate, something like that, a service. I feel like
anything you can do to minimize your money up front and also your risk of don't be me and have 200 shirts just sitting back here.
Right. So if you could create like some kind of experience.
Yeah. Now, if you were creating a specialty facial, specialty experience, like what kind of things should you be thinking about before you roll it out?
So for sure, you're going to do it. It's going to be smell. It's all going to be experiential, right? So it's going to be smell, texture, feel. So what says holiday to you, Alex?
Pumpkin spice.
Right? What else? So if it was beyond now, once we leave Thanksgiving, what else says the holidays for you?
I mean, Starbucks and pumpkin spice. I don't even like pumpkin spice, and I think pumpkin spice is very holiday.
We're looking at cinnamon, peppermint,
that's what I was gonna say, like somewhat piney type of.
Piney is weird on the face, but yeah. So when you're looking at peppermint, you're looking at peppermint.
Just pine needle? Can I get a pine needle exfoliation scrub?
For men, you can actually do like cedar.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony had this beard oil. It smelled so good.
So you can totally do cedar. You can do cedar. And you can do so understand that pine is something that is not particularly amazing for the skin. Also, pine is something that a lot of people are allergic to.
Really?
Yeah. So, but cedar is less so, but pine, yeah, totally. Lots of people are allergic to pine. So be careful with the pine.
That pine pollen was in that ice cream you gave me.
Delicious. But yeah, a lot of people are allergic to pine. You got to be careful with pine. So if all of a sudden you're like, I know that I had 3 clients who no pine was ever allowed in my office because this is their hell time of year when pine, they even going shopping for them because it was in the air all the time.
So don't pick something super allergy, not friendly. Sound, smell, and texture, you said?
Yeah. So sound also. So I don't play, I play Christmas music starting November 24th, I start playing Christmas music. And I have 2 kinds of Christmas music, and I can share my Pandora stations with everybody if you're Pandora people. I have Christmas music that's all just instrumental, and then I have one that actually they're singing. And so when I do instrumental, it's for the facials, and if I'm doing hair removal, they have singing. It's like classical Christmas.
Serious question: Michael Bublé fan, yes or no?
I don't care either way.
Oh my God. It's not Christmas without Michael Bublé. My poor husband. It's Michael Bublé and Christina Aguilera.
I don't think I knew who Michael Bublé was until finally somebody was like, that's Michael Bublé. And I'm like, I just listen to whatever's Pandora and thumb it up and thumb it down.
Oh, wait. Casey Musgraves, also Christmas album and a special. Loved it.
There you go.
You are getting
I'm much more like Outer Band Christmas, kind of like I'm old school.
I know.
But I will say that there's a lot of Nutcracker Suite on there. I think I have 42 renditions of Nutcracker Suite because there's only so much instrumental Christmas music that there is out there.
Yeah, that's true.
So do 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 do.
It's not even Nutcracker Suite. It's just the Sugar Plum Fairy. Or the other one that I love is the opening to the Santa Claus.
Oh yeah. Which, by the way, if you were just watching, you could literally watch me do a facial massage to the Nutcracker Suite.
So
so something facial wise, also, you want to make sure that if you're doing services that I like to price them a little bit right in the middle of whatever your pricing structure is.
Okay.
So right in the middle, and then do it a little bit longer.
Oh.
So give people a little bit more time on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Price it right in the middle. So for me, it was always $199 for my specialty facial. I would let them buy them all the way up to Christmas, and they could only buy, a certain amount of them, and that was it. So they can buy them for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And then my favorite thing to do with these is actually make packages. So I start selling them in October, and I do October, November, December, January, and you actually bought 4. And you had to use them October, November, December, January, because January is dead for me and December is dead for me.
So you had people prepaying for stuff.
For 4 facials, and they had to buy them, and they had to use them those months. That's how it was. And they got actually a pretty decent discount on that. So I would give them a $249 facial for $199. But I knew I wasn't going to see them in probably December and January otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't care. I was like, yay, this is exciting.
I know, you're actually giving me, I was like, shoot, I should be outing the next 6 months.
Right. And also, everybody out there, you should know that if every chance you see a client, you have the opportunity to sell to a client more product. And otherwise, they're not. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh, I ran out of cleanser 3 months ago. And you're like, fuck.
I'm just thinking of this, like a package. Right. So I have people pay per month, but I could add 6 months up front. And I feel like sometimes people get too generous with their discounts on packages. Yeah. So what would you recommend? I know you said a price, but if someone's doing a package, what would be a good?
The most I do discounts on packages is it's usually 15%.
Okay.
Is the most I usually do. I will say though, it depends on the price of the package. So for example, so I did a BCST class. Okay. And biodynamic cranial sacral. biodynamic cranial sacral. And to pay for the entire thing up front, she was only giving a 5% discount.
It's not worth it.
And I was like, this isn't worth it, which, by the way, I wound up not getting to finish that class. She would have literally had all of my money.
Right.
She made a really poor choice. And the choice was because she didn't want to pay the credit card fees on it.
You guys, this is the cost of doing business. Come on. Just put on your business pants and just deal with it.
Right? So I paid monthly instead, which was stupid because she could have had all that money up front. I would have probably rethought my thought about quitting that class.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I probably would have stuck it out because I'd paid for the class.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I was like, whatever. 3 months in, I'm like, you know what? This is not working for me right now. I'm not happy with what's going on. I'm going to go take a different BCST class. And I left her.
Bye.
Right? And it's not because of anything else. I mean, I had a bunch of other crap going on in my life, but, it's not because of anything else that could have gone on, could have changed it, except that I could have had to pay a bunch of money, and then I would have definitely changed my mind.
So I will say too, it is very important to have, terms and conditions, like, whenever you're doing these packages where the terms need to be clear. What do you expect of them? Clear. What can they expect of you? So that if they try to back out, because I've had this happen as well, where somebody tried to back out and I'm like, okay, cool. So here are your options. This is what you agreed to. Clearly you didn't read it, but that's not my problem. But here's what's going to happen. And that way there's just like less of an argument about stuff.
Yeah.
It's like clear communication, best thing you want in any relationship.
Yeah, no, it's 100% true. And it always just stresses me out because when I look at people who don't give a bigger discount, and it should be a bigger discount for the amount of money. So a $5,000 class should have, it's a percentage, right? So you look at a percentage, you're like, all right, well, I'm willing to invest this larger amount of money up front.
Yeah.
The idea that, I'm going to make some, get a discount, right? I'm going to have a discount on this. Right.
Yeah. If it's not a deal, just like you said, if it's not a deal, you're not going to take advantage of it. So what's the point? So I say this, because I've also offered packages where I seriously cut into like my original price was already too low. And then my package made it even lower. And then I ended up losing money on every single situation. Well, and then I resented it and I hated it. Don't be like me.
Well, and that's the thing. So I always say price your packaging so that 15% off or whatever you're doing on that year or the 6 month or whatever you feel comfortable taking is actually the price that you feel comfortable paying.
Yeah.
Because that's really what you should be aiming for. You should want people to be like, okay, well, I want to take that price because I'm in it.
Yeah. No, don't make it as cheap as possible.
Yeah. So the other thing, we're going to diverge for just 1 second on packages, which we've had a whole conversation about on another episode. But Alex, when you take money for packages, do you spend that money right away?
No, what a great question. So this actually came about from events because they are essentially packages, especially anything where someone can get a refund. Don't spend that money. Don't be like me, because then you got to go borrow it from your mom is what happens.
No.
Also, I think right now too, because everything is really fluid and different and like we're not really sure, that it's even more important to be super mindful.
Right.
That being said, on my membership, there are no refunds. So you can cancel. And I'm like, cool, bye. Like,
right.
So I spend that money.
And that being said, Alex and I had a conversation speaking of things that I paid full price for. I paid full price for a conference recently, and it was $4,500 for this conference, which COVID moved it to like 2021 somewhere maybe. And I was like, yeah, so this isn't going to work for me. And they're like, well, that's too bad. You paid full price and we have a complete zero refund policy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you either go or too bad, so sad. And so that's just poor customer care, by the way.
Yeah.
Poor customer care. But they had a very clear policy.
Yeah.
And it was there. Yep. And it's time. I decided to pay full price. Actually, it wasn't even because it was a huge discount, but just because it was easier. And the event was like happening in like 2 months. And I was like, whatever. Right. I don't care. Right. No, I don't need a payment plan for this. Who cares?
Customer care. Yeah.
So I've learned valuable lessons about, hey, just always take the payment plan clearly. Because COVID.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really it, is that, like we've already been talking about, of, big purchases of like product that's going to be sitting on your shelves. Like, I think any way you can minimize the amount of risk you're taking on, because there are so many things that are uncertain, is going to be better.
The new economy is be economic, and we don't know.
Be nimble.
Ever. Yeah, be nimble. We don't know.
You might be doing hair removal in the parking lot next to a dumpster. You just don't know.
Which brings us to gift certificates. Gift certificates. So let's have a conversation about gift certificates. During the holidays, people were always like, hey, this is the time to sell gift certificates. And in spa land, every single place I've ever worked, this is the time that you want to sell gift certificates to discount gift certificates.
Yeah.
Fucking don't ever fucking do that.
Wait, tell me what you really think.
Don't do it. Never discount your gift certificates. That's discounting cash, and that's stupid. 3.
As a consumer, I love that though.
Yes, don't do it. Add something to it, add bonuses to it, but don't discount cash. Alex, I'm going to give you $20 for $10. How does that sound?
Woo-hoo!
Right? Don't fucking do that. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It makes me so angry. And then 3, gift certificates, they sell them during the holidays because they're trying to just make a lot of money. And then the assumption is that they're never going to come to you. Okay, well, let's talk about the land of COVID. Let's talk about gift certificates in general. 1, I personally hate gift certificates. I think the gift certificates devalue you in general. The only time you want to sell gift certificates is when literally a person is like, I have a mom coming in and like, I want to just give her a gift.
Right.
Right. And then you're like, cool, I'm going to sell you a gift certificate for this one-time thing, and that's it. I'm not selling you gift certificates for a bunch of crap where it's like you're buying them into the future and I'm going to come see you for 5 years because of these gift certificates. They're stupid. It's too much management. If you go out of business, in many states, you still have to pay people back, right? They're ridiculous. Discounting is bad because you're discounting cash.
Don't do
okay. That. And quite frankly, if you get that gift certificate money in, technically you should never spend that money until that gift certificate comes back in and is redeemed. So it's not really money on your books.
Right.
Okay. So it's not really money. Therefore, why don't you make sure instead of having people buy gift certificates, you have them buy things and services with you instead. Have them buy packages, which don't count as cash. They count as like, this is why yoga studios don't sell gift certificates. They sell packages. Yoga studios have got this down. Yoga studios are like, I'm sorry, you didn't come in to see your 30 packages?
It expired.
They're gone.
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Yeah, no, me too. But they're gone. Your packages can expire. Your gift certificates never can.
But if a package expires, the value of the package is still applicable, right?
Yes, but you can actually say that the value was whatever. Because you can say that. So you can say the value of this package, I'm making this package, like I'm selling you 3, but I'm giving you 10 free sessions with it.
Right. But I'm saying, so like, for example, let's say I paid $30 for 5 classes. I used one and it expired. And I said, okay, cool. But could you at least just count it as if I gave you like a gift certificate? I gave you $30. Right,
$30.
2 classes worth.
Right. And technically they're supposed to do it, though. I've had Black Dog be like, no, we're going to, no. And I had to fight them really hard on it.
Yeah, no.
Really hard.
Yoga studios, you guys, both these situations are yoga studios. Yoga studios love to do stuff that like is not really legal.
Super not legal, which it doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, I guess it does make sense because they also run on super tight margins.
Yeah. And
they pay instructors
nothing.
That's right. If you're your yoga studio or somebody, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, so anyway, so what you can do, it's a very different thing. Because as somebody who just shut down my business, I literally had like 3 gift certificates out there and that's it. And for me, how I handle it was I just moved it into cash onto my online system where people can use it as, to buy product. But it was super simple because I had very few of them left. And they were from Christmas, when people purchased them for Christmas for like a friend or something. But then guess what? Christmas happened. And then 3 months later we had COVID. So people just didn't have that time.
Right.
But I don't sell gift certificates very often. They're not my, and I know a lot of you make a ton of money on gift certificates and that's how you live your life, but I'd love to hear from you. Okay.
We need to talk about decorations.
Decorations. Okay. So how do we feel about decorations, right? Well, actually, I'd love to know how people feel about decorations in general. I know some people don't really like to decorate their spa because they feel it's like, you know, anti-religion or any of those things, but
Christmas.
I love the holiday. It's the only time I actually decorate my spa.
Yeah.
Is I put up fall decorations, and then I put up some like holiday decorations. I put up like reindeers and stuff like that.
Right, just like wintry stuff.
Yeah.
I will say there is a house in our neighborhood that has put up Halloween decorations already. It is September 18th. P.S. They put it up 2 weeks ago. And part of me is like, A, it's too fucking early. Calm down. And B, it's a reminder that it's almost October and we are still in this shithole. And for me personally, it makes me a little bit angry. But I'm going to take that and I'm still going to decorate my home because every time I see the stuff I have, it does make me smile. So
you also will understand then that there are a bunch of people who are just dying to like have holiday right now.
I was like, and dying. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're dying. But they want to have holiday. Because I was in Michael's and people were just buying Halloween decorations like nobody's business weekends ago.
I could put some like just some spider webs and a pumpkin back here and call it a day. I mean, this is literally my whole world exists right here now. It doesn't need more than that.
And I have a house for the first time where like I could potentially get trick-or-treaters, but like COVID. So
I don't know.
You're like, here you go.
Nevada.
Some stuff.
You could set up one of those treat shoots where you just throw treats at people.
I was like, I have my PPE on. That's happy Halloween.
Oh God. See, it's dark. I don't like it. But I think, well, actually we were talking about this too. What about cleaning if you have stuff?
So yeah, so cleaning it. So I think that's the hardest thing because right now, like cleaning your space is so hard. You don't want people to touch anything extra, and cleaning things has already gotten dramatic. So cleaning any extra decorations is going to be like, oh hell, this is terrible. So the only thing I could think of is that if you made sure that you only had like porcelain or plastic ones, so it was really easy to clean up. But like, even so, you've got extra stuff to clean. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of makes things cluttered and you're trying to make things really streamlined looking to make everything seem very clean. Mm-hmm. So I would like to know what people think. For me personally, I think I'd probably stick out like one little, like a pumpkin. You're like a pumpkin.
Low key.
Like a reindeer. So it's like one thing to be like, hey, we're in the holidays. Feeling the holidays, and that would be it.
I mean, and honestly, for those of you who are doing like a lot of virtual stuff, I mean, tune in soon. There may be, I think this is prime for decoration area right there.
Well, I just got out a bunch more of my art, and so I pulled this one out because I wanted to put this one out. It's my cat, my Christmas cat.
Birds on a Christmas tree.
Yeah, my Christmas cat. It's got two cats essentially looking at birds so that they want to eat on a Christmas tree.
They're trying to kill those birds?
They're like, oh, I'm going to eat. Look at this one. Look at this is black one.
A murder card.
It is a murder card. So this was sent to me by Nils's now it's by his dad and then his like now divorce. What is it when they get married and then they're divorced, but they were already a stepmom?
Oh, I don't know.
Divorced stepmom?
That's complicated.
Yeah, no, very complicated. But this was sent to me. They clearly know us.
Yeah, they do. Card. You guys got to watch the video to see that.
Yeah, no, it's good. But I also pulled out my London door card.
Oh,
which
wow.
has wreaths on it.
More visuals on an auditory podcast.
Hey, you know what? It's also a show, so you can totally come and watch it and see
on YouTube. Those actually are
Christmas doors. So, like, I actually pulled out a bunch of my Christmas stuff because I was like, oh, I started prepping for holiday.
Yeah,
proof I was prepping for holiday.
What about? We've talked a little bit about giveaways, and you mentioned a cornucopia, like a grab bag kind of thing.
Yeah, so I also did for Thanksgiving, which, you know, as long as we want to still call it Thanksgiving, you can do a cornucopia. And what I like to do for cornucopia is I like to get all of the crap that I'm not selling, that's not moving, and I stick it in this like big cornucopia, and I do a giveaway. So if you spend a certain amount of money, it's usually like $250, $500, something like that, then you get to pull something out of the cornucopia. Mm-hmm. And then people think it's awesome because they're like, oh my God, I get to pull something out myself. And then they sometimes have a little bit of overwhelm. And so in that case, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to pull something out. And do you want this one?
I feel like That was me at the dentist as a kid. It was a treasure chest. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even know which one I want.
They will have some kind of little overwhelm. So if they look like they're like, oh, geez, you're like, oh my gosh, here, like I pulled one out for you. How about this? Because I think this is going to be good for you. And they're like, oh, okay, good. Thank you. This is so much overwhelm. So that's always nice. And then for Chinese New Year's, I always did something called dim sum, which sampler dim sum, whereas I took everything that was kind of left over before inventory for the end of the year, and I jarred them in a bunch of little sample jars, and I put them into little bags of like, I don't know, 8 or 9 samples, and then I'd sell them for $20. And that would be my Chinese New Year's dim sum.
Dim sum's so good. Those are dumplings, if you guys don't know.
Dim sum dumplings.
There's a good place in Hollywood. We should go get dumplings.
So that was my primary things that I would do for my giveaways that I would do for my giveaways. But I mean, you could do like buy one, get one if you're really trying to just move stuff off the shelf. You know, the boring stuff.
Another thing you can do online wise, so like for me, for example, I want to get to 100 reviews of my podcast. And so I'm going to do a giveaway of stuff that's collecting dust here, that is adjacent, it's not exactly what I sell, but it is other self-care items, to entice people to do something for me in return, which in this case is I want to get more reviews. So for those of you who are shifting online, like maybe there's something your clients can help you with online. Maybe it's building up some sort of review or, followers on a social platform or something like that. Like think of a way that it can benefit you as you're moving into this new sort of business model, and then still, treating your clients in return.
That's awesome. I think that'd be a great idea. Also, you can send out real things, like you can send out holiday gift cards.
Yeah.
So real holiday gift cards. And you want to start prepping them now. I mean, especially if you want to get them printed.
Have I talked to you guys about Postable yet? Have I mentioned?
You haven't talked about them again in case they didn't listen to that episode.
If you haven't, let me tell you a story. There's a website called postable.com. We will put it in the show notes. I just used it because you can do like carbon copy cards, they call it, where it's custom. So it says dear and then their first name, and you can customize the message in there. And the handwriting is it's printed, but even my father-in-law is like, wow, your handwriting is so good. I'm like, I know, right? It's not my handwriting at all. But they get a physical card in the mail. It's a way to support the USPS, and it looks nice and lets people know that you're thinking of them. And I was able to write and send 36 cards in about 20 minutes with one click. And my forearms and hands really, really like that. So that's another
much better. It's much easier that way. And it's, in this day and age, getting a real card matters, So I know for me, I always just hand did them for everyone so that they had special notes.
You could do that too with Postable. You don't have to do carbon copy. You could you could even go back and do individual notes for each person.
There you go. Because I know I did individual notes for my clientele, and it always mattered to them. Mm-hmm. I also hand did all their things, and I put their stamps on, and that mattered to them. And yes, I would have, it would be 529 cards, but you start now. And you do, 10 a day. And next, they're all done by the holiday season.
And that is why I wish I had eloped and not had a full wedding, because there were so many thank you cards. I hated it so much. No, it's not true. I liked it. Well, actually, I cannot think of it, but I know if you Google it, there is a website sort of like Postable, but where you literally pay for a human being to hand letter a card for you.
Yeah.
That is then sent out. So that's another option. If like me, you
have it.
Again, you don't want to take cards.
And you're supporting the post office. And you're supporting the post office.
Yeah.
You're doing all the things. I know for me, I purchased, I don't know, a while ago, I purchased Forever stamps. And I now have a bin of Forever stamps for forever. I got, some of the Eclipse ones.
Stamps.
I've got some Star Trek ones. I've got some also lots of stuff showing on the show, guys.
I know, this is a very visual episode. You need to go watch this.
I know, Star Trek ones.
Whoa. All right.
These are my favorite ones. These are like the cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
So by the way, you can go to USPS.com and you can actually shop for stamps and get whatever stamps you want. So the ones that I send out, you'll notice that I have a ton of them. These are the ones I use for the Christmas cards every year. And I purchased these last year with the assumption that I would be sending out Christmas cards to all my clients this year. So I bought enough to send out my Christmas cards. because USPS was having a discount on
a package sale. Oh my God.
They were having a sale, so I bought enough
to this episode before we recorded it.
And so I pre-purchased all of my stamps for this year. And now I don't know how many else sent out because I don't, I have a whole different set of clients and a whole different life. But I still have clients, so we'll see what happens.
Let them know you're thinking about them.
It's totally true. Christmas is Christmas. So final things you could be doing is we talked about like you could do, what do we have? Like we talked about the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I'm just different giveaway and ideas.
Yeah. Giveaway ideas. And I talked about makeup. Oh my gosh. I think we might've talked about all the things.
I think we talked about all the things. What I want to hear from now is from you, dear listener. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you crying about in the middle of the night? Hit us up. You can hit us up on social. We're at Skinfessional or at Your Skin Fitness Expert or at Holla for Mala. Let us know. Or you can just give us a ring-a-ling to the Skinfessional box.
And I'm going to ask Alex to go ahead and plug her podcast, and she's looking for some listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and write her a review.
Yeah. And send me a screenshot of it and you'll be entered to win. So the podcast is The Body Nerd Show, and we get super nerdy and it's really fun. And yeah, there's an episode with you, which actually was really good. It was a good episode.
It is. And I keep wanting to be on again because we talked about so many fun skin things.
Let's talk about. Well, let's talk about more stuff over there.
Yeah. Okay, guys. And if you want to call the Skinfessional box, and sing me Christmas music, the number is 818-473-5277.
There you have it.
So until next week,
keep your secrets to yourself.
Unless you're telling us.
Okay, bye.
Bye.